Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Sunday. Thank God it's Sunday, July 25th, the start of a new week. I'm in a very special place. I'm not yelling, but I do have to raise my voice because of the sound of the waterfall behind me. And I am very, very excited to be here. I think you will be excited too. I only have 2 items of interest, and then I'm going to give you a tour of this special place that I am here right now in Austin, Texas, the United States of America, on July 25th. It's about 10 minutes after 4 p.m. and I am very, very excited. The first item I want to talk about, I never go anywhere without my vaccination, my laminated, thank you Brian Redband, my laminated vaccination, proof of vaccination. No leave home without it. Today in 1978, the first human conceived using veto fertilization. That's right. Lois Brown Brown was born today in 1978, and she was conceived using vitro fertilization, and she was born in England. So congratulations. 1978, 88, she's a young woman now, experiencing life, thank God, to the test tube. That's right, she was the first test tube baby. So our hats are off to them. There are 8 million children in the world that have been born by this procedure.
These 2, IVF.
Are you kidding me?
No, both of them.
Holy cow, would you like to come in? I'm Brian Holtzman, this is my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow, are you kidding me?
No, both IVF.
Here, sit down if you want. Bring the children over. Really, congratulations.
Thank you. Cameron, come here.
Holy cow, this is exciting. You want to you can just, I know you're probably camera shy, but I just want to see who you are.
Yeah, say hi to the camera. Say hi.
Okay. Holy cow.
Right here.
Is this a coincidence or not? 8 million children, and these are 2 of the 8 million children worldwide for this very successful procedure. Vitro means glass. Usually it's done in a petri dish, not a test tube. The petri dish adds more. Let me bring my bag over here so I can take a knee. You want to tell us who you are if you want?
Yeah. This is Cameron and Carter, and we're originally from, okay, you can go with that up. We're originally from Dallas, Texas.
Wow.
And both boys were conceived through IVF with ICSI, or you probably know, intracystic. They actually take 1 egg and 1 sperm and do it through the needle instead of just in a petri dish.
Was the embryo fresh or frozen?
It was frozen with both of them, yeah. So I had
because they say the fresh is better than the frozen if you can do that.
They do. I had a terrible reaction called, it's basically overstimulation of the ovaries. So I was hospitalized after my egg retrieval, which is why we couldn't do it fresh. But we were able to do 2 frozen, and we have 2 other frozen embryos as well. So yeah.
So you're going to have a bigger family? Are you thinking about having?
Let's hope. Yeah.
So you and your husband love children?
Absolutely.
You love children?
Absolutely.
They say if you're a man and a woman and you're married and you have 1 child,
that's right.
You don't have a child, you have a pet. Let me just go through what else I have down here. It's just exciting. It's called ART, Assisted Reproductive Technology.
Yeah.
Or ART. And as the woman gets older, it gets more dicey.
That's
and you're
right.
a young woman, so you probably have no problem.
At 26, I had the egg.
26 years old. What's your name again?
Amber Lee.
Amber Lee. Can you believe it? That's how they always have 2 names in the South, right? Amber Lee. Fresh eggs are better than thawed eggs, and the miscarriage rate is 15 to 25%, but the younger the woman is, the chances of that are nil.
Yeah, and we did have prior to those two boys, we did have a successful pregnancy. That we did get a positive pregnancy test, but I did miscarry later on.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is just that.
Anyway, that's crazy. I was like, I heard you talking about this, but have a great time
Oh
filming.
my God! Thank you, Amber Lee.
Yeah.
My God, what a coincidence! Congratulations.
Thanks so much. All right, good luck.
Thank you. That was Amber Lee, a successful outcome for what I'm talking about, the virtual in fertilization, a dynamite program. Just bring money. Just bring money. These procedures are not cheap. They are not cheap. Anyway, I have another item of interest, but heck, I don't want to talk about this one, but I will. In the year 2000, we lost the French Concorde. It crashed on takeoff in Paris, killing all 109 on board, and it went into a hotel and killed 4 employees. The result was a broken piece from a Continental Airlines DC-10 that fell off from the previous takeoff of the aircraft, and the Concorde supersonic SST hit that piece of metal, and it cut the tire, and the debris went into the thing and cut the fuel tank, and it was just a horrible situation. 95 passengers on that jet were German tourists on their way to New York's JFK for a cruise. And our hearts go out in our prayers to all the families who lost loved ones on that fateful night, fateful day. It's about 4 p.m. in the afternoon, I believe. But the Concorde was special. You could leave Paris in the morning and you could make it for lunch in New York City. Hopefully those days are not gone and they'll bring back that technology. So with that said, I think I covered everything. I think Amber Lee, I think her name was Amber Lee, covered everything on Vito in fertilization. So I'm not even going to recap that and the jet. Now let me tell you where I am. I'm very excited. This might be a two-part video. This might be a two-part video. I am at the Zilker Botanical Garden in Austin, Texas. That's Zilker. Zilker in Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas was founded in 1839. 1839, Austin, Texas was found. So without further ado, if you like gardens and you like peaceful settings and you like horticulture, I believe you're going to love this presentation. So, let me get started. It'll take me about an hour to close this tripod, and I will start the video. What a coincidence that was. 2 children, and they're going to have more. They got eggs that are frozen, and they're going to have more, and they're just going to have kids. The kids look normal to me. They look like any other kids, even though they were developed and engineered in the laboratory with modern science. Hold on, I'm gonna close my chair, so I gotta hold on to this tripod here. Okay, all right. So I'm at the Zilker Botanical Garden in Austin, Texas, and I am just gonna do a walk and talk for the rest of this presentation. And I hope you enjoy it. Wow, it is hot today, I tell you. And this is the prehistoric area of the garden. Prehistoric. And when I see a sign that identifies where we are, I will definitely. It does look prehistoric, doesn't it? I will definitely key on that sign. So. Now I may run this video all the way through. I may cut it into 2 parts. I'm not sure. Just remember, folks, you can watch a little bit at a time. If the video is too long, you can I better put my glasses on so I can give you a better idea of what's going on here. I can't do that with sunglasses on. And then I'll be able to give you better shots. That's a close-up angle of the prehistoric. I got a lot of packages and shopping bags here that you don't want to be out doing this kind of thing and say, oh, I forgot something in the car. Yeah, these sunglasses are going to have to come off. I can't wear sunglasses and prescription sunglasses. And the glasses, if anybody's interested, my prescription glasses are for seeing close, for reading. Let me put this back on the wide lens. Okay, let's go. I'll just try to give you the best frames I can. So Amber Lee explained it all. She had frozen eggs, so she didn't have fresh eggs. They say fresh eggs are better. And what they do is they remove the ovary or the egg from the woman, place it in a petri dish, and then they inject the sperm into that egg, fertilizing that egg, and then placing that egg back in the womb of the woman. And there you have it. Sometimes the male sperm is kind of weak and cannot penetrate the egg. Sometimes the woman cannot have children for various reasons. And this is why this technology, art, assisted reproduction technology, vitro infertilization. And today we had Louise Brown from England, was born in 1978 with this exact procedure. So don't let anybody tell you there aren't mad scientists in the world. We can only look what they did. They cloned the sheep. Now they're making babies out of here's some of the signage. 12 minutes. So I woke up today and decided I needed to get out of my rented room. I cannot stay in there indefinitely. I've got a light shirt on without a t-shirt. My arms are covered. I've got a light pair of khakis on. I should be okay. I have a bottle of water inside the shopping bag. I was reading something on the internet yesterday that was very interesting. Why do flowers or plants wilt? And the reason is when the roots dry out, the petals or flowers or the top of the plants wilt in order to preserve as much water for the roots until, of course, more water is gotten. And by wilting, it exposes less area of the leaves or the petals to the sun, thus preserving what little water the plant needs. And that's why plants wilt. It's a sign that they're running low on water. And then that's why when you get home and you see your plants wilted and you water them, they come right back. Unless of course you've let them go too long, and then they cannot come back. But that's the reason why plants wilt. It's lack of water and the wilting of the leaves. This is like a English garden right here. You just take a box of seeds from every plant you think you know, and you just throw them in the ground. Just throw them like a baseball, and you get your English type garden. The English garden in England, the Queen is going to let people pay $20 or $25 to picnic on the grounds to raise money for the royal kingdom. Because I guess that grandson of hers is not going to have that red-headed grandson who wants to be a movie star with the Netflix, and his questionable wife throwing the whole royal family and the English people under the bus with their own grievances. That should have been kept quiet. My God. Whenever you grow up, your family always says, what happens in this house stays in this house. Not according to that red-headed ginger. I don't even know what his name is. Anyway, coming up here on the left is a replica donated of a blacksmith's shop. Now, back in the pioneer days, this was one of the most important businesses that you could have, much like an automobile repair today. And this was a necessity for everything, for your horses. Horses always need new shoes. All these tools were donated. All the wood is reclaimed wood. And I'll show you the plaque. It explains everything. Swedish blacksmith shop, replica of a blacksmith shop which was essential in pioneer economy in the Austin area during the 1860s. Structural timber are cedar logs, 150 years old. Texas Swedish Pioneer Association donated materials and antique tools, board and batten siding from Bonn, donated by John Rolfe in memory of his parents, Carl and Dagmar Rolfe of New Sweden, Texas. I'll have to look on the map when I go home and see where New Sweden. A lot of Europeans who came to America in the early days of the country named their towns and cities. Most of your street names and a lot of things are named. Now I'm lost. Which way do I want to go? I want to go this way. A lot of street names and towns, they're all named after European places. Germany and France and England and just about any place you can think of. Here's some of the equipment back in the day in various stages of decay. It's a more garden area. So now I've got a light breeze going on. I've got shade from these trees, this beautiful canopy. So I think I'll be just fine. There's a mighty oak. Need a mighty oak over there. God, what is the chances of two vitro fertilization children walking up on a presentation about veto in fertilization? I mean, what is the chance of that? I should play lotto. I should play. Excuse me. I better get some water. This is something that grows on air. I've seen these in Manhattan Beach. Let me get a close-up of this. I think they're called elephant tusks. See the way they just hang from the tree and they grow on air? I believe. I think that's the layman's term. So even if, it's terribly difficult to decipher. They have a common name for a lot of these plants and trees, and then they have the scientific name, the names that the college students call them. So just because you don't know what they're named, and here it is. This is where I am. This is the herb garden, and this is the name of the garden, Zilker, Zilker Botanical Garden, and this is the herb garden. And I don't mind herbs, but they're not as terribly as interesting as some of the other structures, if you would. Coming up on 20 minutes. I'll just walk along here and show you what I can show you while I'm showing you. And yeah, they did a big investigation on that plane disaster in Paris down in the year 2000, and that's why when you're at the airport and you see a car, like just a regular passenger car, speeding down the runway, that's what they're doing. They're looking for debris from an earlier takeoff and make sure that there's nothing left on the runway from another previous flight that could endanger the flight that's going to take off. 109 passengers. Now we're gonna come up here to the Japanese garden area. Those are the circuses. Okay. Sometimes I can't see what I'm trying to show you because of the sun. I've taken off my glasses. Now I've got my prescription glasses on. And hopefully... These are very common in Chinese gardens. When I went to China, Suzhou, the whole town is Chinese gardens that have been there for years, hundreds and years, hundreds and hundreds of years. And they use rock. They use a lot of rock. They use more rock than the Japanese style gardens. And back in the day, if you had a Chinese garden, you were one of the wealthy residents of a particular community. If you had a big, and they had water features, and they were big enough to fit rowboats, and then they're just carried on. This stuff lives forever. That's why if you want to live forever, you want to become a tree. You may not live forever, but certainly you'll see a lot of news. How's that? This is your traditional Japanese tea house. This is what's always in a Japanese garden, a Chinese garden. It's a place to relax and meditate, meet with the family and friends, and you can see Austin in the background. I'll get a better shot of that. That's a big engine, big engine. A lot of big engines, huh? The muffler systems have definitely changed. Just beautiful. And this is the traditional tea house. And it just meanders along. Trying to do this justice now. I have to watch where I'm walking at the same time. Watch what you're viewing. So if you hear a big splash or a thud, you know I've hit the deck. I've hit the deck. It's not too crowded. The best time to visit a botanical garden is early in the morning when it opens, and late in the evening before it closes, and you'll receive the least amount of visitors. Today is Sunday, as I said. Look at that big tree, huh? Just look at the shade that gives you. Just wonderful. And the breeze is going, so it's not as hot. This is the water feature inside the garden. Another water feature. We'll come around and see that on the way back. Well, some of you will come around and see it on the way back, the ones that are patient enough. This reminds me of my trip to China. All the little waterways. Here's some more rock formations. And this garden that we're viewing right now is an oriental garden, 1969, by Imizu Ten Nagushi. So that sounds like a Japanese name for sure. And that's an example of the great rocks that they use. Hello.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Just beautiful. Oh, did you see the bonsais? Yeah.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Oh, yes. There's that tree again. Stately tree. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi. Just a wonderful Yeah, if I had a big backyard or a backyard, well, I have a little bonsai garden in my backyard, but if I had a little bit more room, it might look something like this. Oh, the ginkgo. Yeah, I have one of these at home.
You do?
Oh, they're doing it like a bonsai. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they turn a beautiful shade of golden in
You're
fall.
you're from India?
Yes.
I'm renting a room. This is my YouTube channel. I'm Brian Holtzman. I'm renting a room from an Indian family in Oak Hill.
Really? That's
Have
very
you been to
nice.
the Taj Mahal?
Yes, I have.
I have as well. Unbelievable.
Nice.
Man. Yeah, they're the nicest family. I'm telling you, I just had Indian food, traditional Indian food. That's what she cooks. Oh yeah.
That's cool.
White rice and then some it was just wonderful. Okay. Now here's something real special I think everybody will enjoy. I'm gonna put my stuff down so I can really give you a good view of the bonsai section here. That's a southern live oak. Look at the oak. Look at it. Look at that live oak. This was collected in the wild and then made into a bonsai. That gave me an idea how to trim mine.
Yeah.
This is antenna. You gotta keep an eye on my bag. This is Austin. You really don't have to keep an eye on your bag in Austin. In Austin, when the clubs at night, people leave their cell phones on the table. You know, there's no place in America you can leave your cell phone on the table and walk away. Austin, you can do it because people are not. They're not from that mindset. What is this one? This is ash juniper. And this is the one I have in my garden. Remember the cuttings? This is a narrow leaf ficus. This is the one that I have the cuttings from. If you remember previous videos. Here's a bougainvillea. Look at that beautiful, look at the trunk. Let me get you close to that trunk. Come back out. Here's a tiger bark ficus, very common. Great bonsais, very hardy. I would say the ficus species is like the juniper species for beginners. I suggest you try those if you're a beginning bonsai enthusiast. Now look at the one over here. What is this? This is a bald cypress. Look at that. Is that the coolest? It looks like a regular tree, but it's just miniature. And that's what the whole thing about it is. Make it look like it looks in the wild, and make it look like it's been around for 1,000 years. And that's what you get there. And this is another bougainvillea. And then another narrow leaf ficus, very nice. And then the last one looks like a maple. And I think they're protecting some of these with this screen to keep the squirrels from digging up the roots and chewing on the roots. The rabbits and squirrels and chipmunks can really do a job on a bonsai tree. That's probably why they're up tall and up high off the ground, to protect them from ground-feeding rodents, squirrels, rabbits, and whatnot. I'll just pan around here. Let me get back on the outside here, and we'll continue the tour. I'm glad that they had bonsais here. So, you gotta have bonsais in a Japanese garden. It's like, if you don't have bonsais, it's like having a hamburger without a hot dog without a bun. And just beautiful. Hi, thank you. And I'll say goodbye to the bonsais. come right down here. Continue the tour of the Zilker. Some more water features here. There's a type of bamboo leading us on our way. Both sides. Nice, huh? Nice. Here's the waterfall feature. Go ahead, it's okay. There's the waterfall feature that I talked about earlier. And we were up there, we were up top, see? Even when a tree perishes, it becomes a beautiful thing in an oriental garden. Look at that tree up there. I'm gonna zoom in on that. That's what they call deadwood. Sometimes deadwood refers to friends who are very lazy or people that you're disappointed in their style or the way they conduct themselves. You can use that term for them as well, deadwood. But in this case, it's a compliment. In the latter case, it's not such a compliment. Let me get out again. Geez, I hope those kids are okay. I'm thinking about those test tube babies. I wonder how the test tube babies are doing today. They look fine to me. They had both arms. They had both legs. They had eyes and noses and ears. They had faces. They look just fine. And they're going to have more. So that's great. They love children. The problem is when people have children that don't really love children. You've got to love children to have children. You've got to. It's like buying a dog or a puppy. If you're not a dog person or a dog lover, just because you saw that dog in the movie, you don't go out and get a dog. You have to be a dog person. You have to be dog people. You see the dogs with people that aren't dog people. It's embarrassing for the dog. It's embarrassing for the person. And it's embarrassing for the people that are watching the train wreck. Here's the little flowing stream. This is beautiful. This is what I'm talking about. And it's low maintenance too. You won't hear a lawnmower down here or a leaf blower. It's all done by hand. And this is what I would look at the stone bridge over there. This is just like China. They really did a great representation of this one. See the stone bridge? Where's my thumb? Right there. Leading up and around the waterfall. And the bridge. And the bamboo lining the path. Every detail is incorporated in the motif. Even the paving stones. They're just not thrown down there. You like bamboo? I'll take it down here. This is the back side of the tea house. Oh, I gotta come back out. I'm sorry. Oh, jeez. This is a little path here, and you can see the different kinds of bamboo. Bamboo is classified as a weed, but it's a beautiful weed, and it spreads. And sometimes it spreads into other people's yards, and then they have to go to court and sue one another because the bamboo spread, and the guy don't want that in his yard. So, but the bamboo that I have now, I have it in a container, and this is what they use to make scaffolding in Southeast Asia, and they can reuse it. It's as strong as an ox, this bamboo. You won't find they make bamboo wooden floors, and it's just a strong material. I don't know if it's as strong as oak. Oak is supposed to be the hardest wood, but it's certainly a hard wood. See this little meandering stream that keeps following us? Right up, oh, here comes the Japanese guy. Jeez. I gotta get out of his way. I'll just jump over here. Hello. And I'll come back up here. I hope I can go back down this way. No, I've got to come back down. Okay. I've got to come back down. I've got to make a U-turn, reverse, and come down this little path right here. See? And all the little paths, they all connect. The trick is to make stepping unnecessary. Each level or each different height in the landscape is evenly paved so that the viewer can easily travel through the garden on one level, even though the level of the garden, and here's some koi. People don't, if you don't know, these koi fish in Japan, just like everything else in Japan, can be worth $25,000 or more for a fish, for a koi fish. Everything, it seems, in Japan is extremely expensive. Here's a water feature here. This will keep the water from stagnating. Here's a nice shot of this garden over here. With the pagoda, with a lantern. And if you have a garden at night, you can put a candle in that lantern, or if you're real handy and a craftsman or an electrician, you can put a regular electricity, a bulb in there with a light switch someplace, and you can light that at night. See the big koi fish? Let me put this thing on a close one again for you. They get huge. They get huge. There he is. Okay, we're moving right along. And we're gonna get some nice shade over here as we move along. You gotta be careful. Some people, they don't want to be on camera. They're nervous, you know. They just don't want it. Maybe they're with people they're not supposed to be with. So you've got to respect everybody's opinion about whether they want to be on the camera or not. So that's why I always, oh wow, this is a stepping stone. Are you kidding me? Am I gonna step on this? I guess I'm gonna try it. Don't really want to try it? I'm only gonna try it once. How's that? Okay. Wow. Look at this. Is this something else? I've got my Nikes on. The traction on these Nikes are said to be quite effective on slippery surfaces. So there's another water feature to keep this water from stagnation. And I'm just gonna follow it around and get back onto solid ground. Wish me luck. Because I got this damn camera. This thing is, I can't drop this in the water. Well, I won't drop it in the water. If I fall in the water, I can stand up. What am I talking about? Here I am getting nervous already about the camera. Okay. Wow. Very nice. So we made it. Now we'll come back over here. How'd you like to have this in your backyard? God. Anytime you get depressed, you're feeling sorry for yourself, you come out here in the oriental garden or the Asian garden. You just take a break. Bring your favorite beverage. Feed the fish. Just take stock in yourself and in your world and how truly lucky we are to even be breathing on such a crazy planet as Earth. Let's go this way. 39. So this is going to be about could be an hour video here. little footbridge. Ah. Just real nice. I hope I'm gonna pay attention to where I'm going and give you a good shot as well. So I hope I'm doing that. I think I'm gonna end this video soon. We're at 40 minutes. And we're back to the herb garden. And I think this is where I'll end it off. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Another water feature. Little waterfall. Oh, look at that sucker. It's like a helicopter. You want to fly a helicopter? That's what it would be like to fly a helicopter. Look at that thing. Just goes wherever a helicopter goes. Up and down, side to side, up, north, south, east and west. My friend Bill Burr flies helicopters, or he's in training. He's going to fly helicopters. Isn't this beautiful?
Talking to like my friends on video call because they were preparing for blood call and all of the
And we're in the middle of the herb garden now. And I'll walk out to the entrance. They were nice. They asked me if I had a ticket, and I said no. And the gentleman just said, go on in. So how nice was that? Go on in. When do you ever hear anybody just say, go on in? Big engine, big engine. So that's it. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Just a beautiful garden. And this is where we started. And I'm sure there's some of the garden that we haven't seen. Is there a bench I can sit down? I'll just sit down over here and end this video. I'm sure there's some of the garden, the botanical garden, that we haven't been able. Here's the back side of the prehistoric garden. And I'll just end it here. I hope you had a fun time at the garden. Recapping, we had a disaster in 2000, the year 2000 in Paris, regarding the SST, the supersonic Concorde. And of course we had 1978, Louise Brown from England, the first test tube baby. So our hats are off to Louise, and our hats are off to you. It's a new week, started off nice, and I'll see you on the rebound. Thank you.